had one of those moments that instantly makes you want to evaporate into thin air? You say the wrong thing, wave at a stranger who wasn't waving at you, call someone by the wrong name, and suddenly you're auditioning for the most awkward human alive. Today, we're talking about that. Embarrassing moments. The kind that replay in your head right before you fall asleep. The kind that at the time felt like proof you were somehow failing at being a normal adult. But here's the twist. Those moments are universal. They're part of being alive and unguarded and, well, human. So, pour your coffee. Let's get real for a bit. I have this superpower. I will walk up to people, warmly smile, and greet them with a big old hug. And then realize halfway through, I actually do not know this person at all. Meanwhile, moments ago, I was completely convinced I knew them. There's this second of pure panic, like my brain's frantically flipping through its contact list, screaming, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, who is this person? Then the opposite happens too. I'll introduce myself to someone only for them to say, yeah, we've already met. And then that oh so familiar hot flush of awkwardness creeps up my neck. Oh, my life. Maybe you've had these moments too. I mean, you've had to, right? Once at a party, I tried to say hello to everyone. Some faces were familiar, others not so much. It was one of those loud rooms full of laughter and, little clusters of people just kind of chit-chatting amongst themselves. I was just trying to walk around, be friendly, I walked up to this group that looked familiar. I said hello to everybody, said it was nice to see everybody again. But apparently there was somebody there that I actually didn't know. A few of them decided my confusion was hilarious. They started making jokes, loud enough for others to hear, and not the nice kind. More like mocking for sport. I fought off two big protective contenders that day. Well, at least at that moment. That old urge to laugh it off, to play along so they wouldn't think I was uptight or worse, stupid. And an equal measure, if not more potent, anger. The desire to insult them back and use profanity as my weapon of choice. But then I stopped myself. Who would that serve? My ego? No thanks. I refuse for my ego to drive this crazy train. That's a horrible idea. No, this crazy train needed willpower to ground myself in who I am. And that is who I needed to show up for. Myself, not them. If someone takes joy in humiliating another over a harmless mistake, there's nothing I need from their approval. No face worth saving there. They've shown who they are. This is not my tribe. So I quietly excused myself, grabbed my drink, and found someone kind to talk to instead. It was a small decision, but it felt like a turning point, choosing self-respect over forced belonging. F those guys. Another time, and believe me, I have plenty of them, I had another moment. Different setting, Same sort of embarrassment. It was December, and I was flying home after visiting my mom, who's very ill at the time. That trip had drained me emotionally and physically. I remember sitting at the airport gate with coffee number who knows what in my hand, running purely on caffeine, worry, and stress. By the time I boarded, I was done, completely spent. All I wanted to do was close my eyes, lean up against that window, and fall asleep. A man sat next to me. Kind eyes, gentle voice. We started talking about travel, family, holiday plans, the normal airplane chit-chat. He asked about my trip, so I told him. Told him I'd been visiting my mom and helping my sister care for her. I shared wonderful memories of my mom and how my sister and I have the same birthday, 5 years apart, and my brother and dad's birthday are off by 1 day. And then I said, my mom has serious punctuation. He nodded politely, didn't correct me, didn't laugh, just gave this small, knowing smile. It took me 2 seconds to realize I meant punctuality. And there it was again, the heat creeping up my face. The self-talk rushing in. What a schmuck. Why did I say that? What is wrong with me? I could have easily laughed it off and said, wow, that was a tired brain moment. But instead, I froze in the weight of my own embarrassment. It's funny how quickly we shift into defense mode, as if a tiny slip up is proof we're not smart, not composed, not enough. But that man's silence was actually grace. He didn't need to make me feel small. And in doing so, he reminded me what kindness looks like in the smallest form. So, why do these things sting so much? Why do we replay them in our heads days or even years later? I believe it's because embarrassment lives at the crossroads of insecurity and self-image. We think, if I appear foolish, maybe I am. Somewhere along the way, we started believing we had to be on all the time. Perfect words, perfect reactions, a flawless highlight reel version of ourselves. Like we're the Gilmore Girls or something. But the truth is, everyone's just winging it. Everyone has said something weird, has waved at the wrong person, or forgotten a name they absolutely should have remembered. And most of the time, no one's still thinking about it except for us. Embarrassment is like a spark that only becomes a fire if you feed it. If you stop replaying it, it fizzles out on its own. What if we treated those moments as proof that we are fully present, that we showed up for ourselves, instead of proof that we failed? Think about it. You can't embarrass yourself if you never try, never speak, never risk connection. So every awkward moment is actually a sign that you were living. And the people worth keeping around, they'll laugh with you, not at you. They'll gently correct you or smile and move on, because kindness does not keep score. I've learned that grace, both giving and receiving it, is the real social skill we should be all practicing. So the next time you trip over your words or wave at a stranger or say something absurd, take a breath, smile. You're not broken. You're human. And humans are beautifully, hilariously imperfect. That's what makes us lovable. That's what makes stories worth telling. Here's your sip of the day. Embarrassment fades, but authenticity lingers. Let yourself be seen, flaws, fumbles, and all. It's how we find each other. It's how we find our tribe. If this episode made you smile or feel a little bit lighter, you can support the show by sharing, leaving a review, or grabbing something cozy from the Caffeine and Clarity shop. Link in the notes. Thanks for listening and for keeping the kettle warm.